oh my god, I watched the Barbie movie today, we have a few things to say. Hi and hello, welcome back to the channel. As you guys know, so in Dubai, we officially are allowed to watch the Barbie movie in cinemas. And today was the first day. Oh lord, was the cinema packed. Anyway, as I was watching the movie, I made some notes that I wanted to share with you guys and give you guys my review on the Barbie movie, but also add obviously my own version to it and explain to you what there is to learn for you when it comes to frequency, opening up to different portals and entering new timelines, and the spiritual side. And I thought that that movie sits so well with my content and my teachings. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand where I'm going with this and from what angle you can watch this movie and actually take advantage by applying these principles into your own life, okay? So let's get into this. From a spiritual standpoint, they talk about portals. Now you guys know I've talked about portals in some of my trainings and entering different timelines under my subscription on Instagram trainings. So I have a few trainings that I have saved. I do them every single Tuesday for my subscribers to my Instagram channel. There I have talked with you guys about portals, entering different timelines, frequency, raising your consciousness state and awareness and mindfulness and all these wonderful universal cosmic laws and principles I discuss over there. So you're welcome to join in and watch if you are interested in these kinds of things, because they generally help you upgrade and up-level your life on another level. So I made some notes as I was watching the movie. Obviously I had to do that for you ladies. So let's get into this. They talk about portals in the movie. So let me make it easy. So one is the Barbie world, and then you have the reality, the realistic world, okay? So we're gonna have two worlds that I'm gonna be talking about, the Barbie world and then the realistic world, or let's just call it reality world, okay? They talk about opening up portals and entering the reality and then come back to the Barbie world and then enter the reality and then get back to the Barbie world, and stuff like that happens within the movie, you will see. These portals actually do exist. I talk about it all the time. You can enter a different timeline whenever you wish. The version of you right now that you wish to step into, like that identity of yours, exists right now as we speak. Now it's on you to enter the timeline and open up the portals, and you can do that energetically with your frequency, with your consciousness. You can do that right now if you want to, because that state of yours that you so desire, that dream life of yours that you so desire, it already exists right now as we speak, right? Everything is one, everything is connected. All of your versions, all of your identities, they exist all at the same time. So when you open up a new portal for yourself, you can enter that new identity. And that means you're entering a whole new timeline, and hence that's a whole different world. You will also see that the Barbie, sits down to meditate, to actually envision and see who is the girl that's playing with her in another dimension, which is the real world, to disturb her, and who is distorting her side of reality, which is the Barbie world. Like, she meditates and she sits down when she enters the new portal, and she's like, let me meditate, let me see who's playing with me and who is distorting my rhythm. She meditates, she gets into herself, right guys? I always talk about this. Meditate, because all the answers, all the things you will find up here. The higher you go with your state of consciousness, you're able to do these things, right? And I loved how in the Barbie movie, they showed this side, and I'm like, oh my god, that fits so well with my content. I have to talk about this. Because I watched that movie from a lens of spirituality and frequency work that I do all the time, that I teach you guys about in my courses also. More than just the aesthetics and the pink Barbie looks and the love stories and all that. No, this was actually a lot deeper, and I was surprised that I got to see this part played up in the movie. I was not expecting that. So hello to opening up new portals and entering new timelines, because that pretty much happens. Now the next thing is that Barbie is a very positive, I mean, she has a completely positive outlook. She will be that lady who compliments other women all the time. When she sat at that bench and she randomly saw an old lady sitting next to her, and she was like, you are just so beautiful. Like, you could tell that she meant it genuinely. So somebody asked me today on my Instagram, Isha, tell us, like, who was the Uber girl in this movie? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, but I didn't even see one single Uber girl in this movie. Not the Barbie, and I'll tell you why, by the way. It was not the Barbie, it was not the other Barbies, it was not the Barbie's friends. Even in the real world, It was not the... They actually also showed the creator or like the founder of Barbie. Pardon me for my ignorance, I just don't know the name. Like, well, I heard the name today, but I must have forgotten. So the lady who was actually the founder of the Barbie brand, like they show in the movie how her ghost occupies a flat in the same building where they operate the Barbie brand basically. And the Barbie actually does come in touch with her, but again, it's a different dimension. That lady isn't even alive. Does that make sense? So even from that creator, that founder, from Barbie, from Barbie's friends, from the president of the Barbie world, to the friends that she makes in the reality world, like not a single woman I saw was an Uber girl. But here is where the Uber girl era began. As soon as Ken went to the real world and then he came back to the Barbie world, his intentions were not good. He was like, I like how we have a whole new patriotic system playing in the real world and people call me sir and I'm getting respect. I am loving this. I'm going to go back to the Barbie world and recreate the whole thing and let all the other Kens know, the Kareem boys, that this is how the world should be and it's all men are winning and there's like these horses and you know all those things. Like he sees these manly wonderful things and how they can be winning and he wants to create that shift in this dimension, which is the Barbie world. And he does exactly that, whilst Barbie is still in the reality world trying to figure her ish out, right? So what happens is, as Ken creates all these changes over here, what happens? The Barbies start to become Uber girls. Like you will see all of them left their job, left their career. That happens for a very small portion of the movie. Like you will understand if you see it. Like literally all of the Barbies enter a whole collective Uber girl era. Collectively, it happens with all of them combined all at the same time. As soon as Ken makes those changes and they're sitting on the boss chair, having all these bringing in all the leather sofas into the Barbie's houses and totally recreating everything to suit it to their taste, the men's taste, right? So it's not a Barbie world anymore. Now it's becoming Ken world, or that was their intention. So all the girls over there, like the Barbies, they start becoming Uber girls. They leave their jobs, they leave their careers, they forgot their position, they forgot their creativity. They totally get out of touch with their whole creativity and their purpose in life, and they're just massaging the guys, running after the guys, competing for the guys. Like literally they become Uber girls. Thankfully, that happens for a very short period of time, because as soon as Barbie comes back with her new real friends from the reality into the Barbie world, again, entering different portals over here. As soon as they come back, it's like, wait a minute, we got to do something about this, right? And then they start, you know, kind of giving everybody this mental check like, hey girl, what's going on with you? Because what you are doing is Uber girl. Can we just get back to the top 10 frequency over here? And thankfully Barbie manages to do that by the end. And then they're all the rich bitch energies once again. But here's the thing. Why I say that they turned from rich bitch energies literally into the top 10 frequency by the end, why I say that is because they continue to have the rhythm, the flow, the creativity, the beautiful world, the Barbie world, or whatever. They continue to have that. They also got back to their jobs, their respective positions in life, their purpose, or whatever it was that they're doing, running the whole kingdom basically. They get back to that, simultaneously also giving the men, i.e. Kens, a reality check. That they are not just there to love and please Barbies. In fact, a Ken is a Ken. And he still can without a Barbie, right? So the Kens normally in that world didn't have any recognition of their own. They were just like after the Barbies, or just like Kareem boy level, right? Like no standing, no position in life of their own basically, okay? Because again, it's a Barbie world, right? So by the end, collectively all the Barbies managed to give these men their own purpose and like this wake-up call that you are someone. Even without the Barbies, you are still gonna be Ken. You have your own position, you have your own recognition, you have your own purpose. Find yourself. So I thought that is the top 10 frequency level, because at the top 10 frequency level, what we ladies do, we have the houses, we have the money, we do what we want with our time, we are creative AF. Like we make the flow of life and we make things work the way we desire to, because we are masters at manifestations. So when you have all that going, it doesn't make you against men. In fact, we are literally best friends with men. We are like, yes, we want our fathers to always, be healthy and succeed. And we're considerate of their health and well-being. Like, we do all that. There was this beautiful thing I read the other day and it broke my heart. It actually said, you know what? The first time many men receive flowers is when they have laid down in the grave. Think about that. And that is so true. So when you allow yourself to be all that, yes, but in your presence, a man can actually flourish, and he has that space because you hold that space. Your container is great. Like, it's large enough to have all the money, all the blessings that you want, all the sisterhood that you want, all the careers and all the money that you want. Whatever, literally whatever. Even the girly things like aesthetics, like whatever you want to buy, you have all the things. But at the same time, you hold so much spacious space for the men to flourish in your presence at the same time, to succeed more, to grow more, to do more, to become the top 10 men in your presence. You don't hold them back energetically. In fact, you push them, you inspire them. And it doesn't even have to look like you're trying to force them. It's normally very subtle because you're inspiring them, right? Like your presence and your mindset and your faith and your frequency, you, without even saying anything, the next person feels inspired to take more action. They feel inspired to have a purpose in their life. The men feel inspired to go excel in their careers and businesses and make more money and bring back home. For who? For you, for the children, because you are holding that space for them, right? So by the end, all these Barbies literally turned into the top 10 frequency because I'm like, well, that is a perfect world. That is perfect. I don't agree when people say there's no such thing as perfection. Do you know why you say that? Because your idea of perfection is like godly level. But when you think about it, the top 10 frequency is already perfect. There is no more perfect than that. That is perfect. So by the end, I totally believe it was all perfect. Because now the men have it clear, okay, what we're supposed to do. And the women are like, yeah, we're going to keep running the Barbie world. It is what it is. And I think that's very cool. And what was also so liberating by the end was that the real Barbie, like the main character, she decided she wanted to become human by the end and face aging and face mortality and see all these things because she wanted to. And it is her choice. She does things by choice because she isn't forced into anything. She has choices. That is what the top 10 women have. We've got choices. And she wasn't an Uber girl because she was so not running after any man. She was just busy in her own world. And even though it's sad, she still didn't fall in love with Ken by the end. Probably she wanted something else, so that's that. Here's another thing. How manifestation and delusions was helping this Barbie even in the realistic world. So when she gets into the real world portal, right, when she enters that, she goes to the children to talk to the ladies because she's expecting everybody to be so thankful of the Barbie because we were maybe a main part of their childhood or whatever. But obviously reality was not the same. She was shaken out of place. She said to the girls, did you see that scene where she literally goes to the girls, I don't know where they were sitting at a cafe or something. She goes to them and she's like, you're not going to say thank you to me? I'm Barbie. And then they give her that reality check. No, Barbie stands for perfection and blah, blah, blah. And we can't achieve that. You're not even real. You know, all that stuff. She literally cries because she's so delusional. Do you know what she says to them? She's like, no, nobody's going to say anything to me because I'm pretty. They love me. She lives with that delusion so much that she believes that because I'm pretty, duh, I'm young, duh, I'm vibrant, duh. Maybe she's hot, which she, by the way, is. I don't know how she was that thin. Like, that actress, just beautiful. Like, wow. Vibrant and like the body, like everything was just actually perfect, okay? And yes, you can come at me and be like, you're promoting being skinny. No, she just looked vibrant, okay? And on my platform, we don't talk about these Uber girl level things anymore. Like, we're already so past that stage where we talk about what's attractive and what's not, because you already know being very overweight is never going to be attractive. You cannot fight that. It is what it is, right? And I'm not body shaming. Like, you cannot change the system. I'm just telling you the truth over here. Like, even when it comes to me myself, I know exactly, even if I lose another 3 kilos, good for me. It gives me more social benefits, more benefits in my branding, more benefits in my personal life. So like, duh, of course, we're always going to be on a journey to improve ourselves more and more because this is a self-development channel, remember? So yeah, I like the delusion that she had, because she's literally like, this is how you manifest, guys. This is how exactly you manifest, because you stay so much more happier when you're so detached from the real portal. Go to the Barbie portal, because over there it's like, I'm nice, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm all of that. Like, of course I deserve top tier treatment. I'm gonna get this, this, and that, and everything else in between. Like, duh, right? So that kind of delusion and firm belief and faith actually does help you in the real world also up here. But then you see, the more she started to face reality, she started to have these emotions that she's never had before, which is like crying, having cellulite, having wrinkles, feeling emotions, feeling hurt. And then she goes on describing, oh, there's this weird thing I feel nowadays. It feels like I'm in a box or something. And the lady goes by and she's like, girl, it's called anxiety. Yeah, I have that too. Did you see how the more in touch with reality she gets, the more and more all of these negative feelings start coming to the surface? Whereas when she was in her own portal, which was the Barbie world, over there, she was manifesting everything easy. It was a happy world. Everything was great. As soon as she starts becoming realistic or gets in touch with the reality world, which is very low vibrations, okay, she starts manifesting all these problems, like aging, like wrinkles, like anxiety, and like all those things, okay, like the low vibration things, like sadness and hurt and anxiety, like all these low vibration things. The more you stay detached, my ladies, the more you're going to be happy. Stop watching news channels. That's your first step that you can do today. The more you're detached, normally the more vibrant you stay, the more youthful you stay. No matter what your age, you will see many ladies that are aging in front of you. They're older, but they're so vibrant and fun and bubbly and positive to be around. And they manifest everything with great speed. Why? Because they are a little delusional. What do you think? And they are going to be the embodiment of the top 10 frequency, because that's not for the average person to do. That's not what everybody can embody. It's only the ones that do the work that are able to embody that and then stay as vibrant as they want for as long as they want. Because they choose a timeline and they stay within that realm of that timeline that they choose for themselves. And at any given point, when you want to change the timeline and enter a different one, you can do that too. It's the frequency work. I explained so much about that in my course. Another point here, I love how Ken saw like the real world and he was like, wow, men are respected, they're feared, blah, blah, blah. Like that guy loved being on planet Earth. It's just like when men from the West say things like, the girls from East are suppressed, they don't have a voice, they don't have this, they don't have that. They say all these things, but at the same time, when they entered the East or the Middle East, they're like, oh, we love it over here. Like, take the men from West to our countries like Pakistan, India, go Middle East, and you're gonna be like, oh, we actually quite like it here. Because not only do we get to provide and protect our women, they also respect us. They think we are kings, and that happens here by default. Wow, well, that's a new world. We love it over here. So Ken saw a little taste of that. Well, not the very good. I mean, we can do so many debates and discussions on that, because he saw a touch of patriarchy and he kind of liked that, which I'm not going to blame, because men are always going to love that. Like, of course, duh. So he loved being there and he wanted to, bless his heart, he wanted to bring a piece of that patriarchy into this portal, which was the Barbie's portal. You cannot disturb the rhythm of that. Like, you cannot bring something foreign into that and expect that to work, because it is the Barbie's portal. If you want to do that, you go into a different portal. Okay, you enter a different timeline. That's what you got to do. So if it's a Barbie's portal, it's gonna run the way Barbie wants. Okay, so that goes to show you that whatever portal you want to enter, you're free to choose, and you stay within that portal. You keep manifesting by detaching yourself. So stop watching people's content that's very negative or brings out the worst in you. Stop watching people's content that starts with, don't do this, and don't fall for this, and don't date these men, and don't do this. And it's just, ladies, get out of that timeline. Enter the timeline of a little bit of delusion, a lot of manifestation, little bit of detachment from reality, but a lot of magical results. Enter the top 10 era, because that's where all your dreams, all the money, everything that you want resides over there. It's not in this realistic kind of ubigal vibration world. You're never going to find it there. And you're never going to find it with people that have miserable lives but have like cheap mics from Amazon telling you some weird stuff. So all these like blue pills, red pill, pink pill, this pill, that pill, I don't even know all the colors. Stop watching all of this because they talk to you with a lens of extremism. Is that a word, extremism? But you get the point. Like, we're gonna be very extreme about the blue pill, that's it. Everybody else is a shithead. Well, hello, welcome to the red pill community. We're against the whole damn world and we do not like this and we don't like blah, 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 blah. Like, do you see that it's very extreme? There is no middle ground. And they're certainly not conscious and aware enough to choose their own timelines, because if you chose your own timeline, you wouldn't even be having these discussions. It will not even concern you. You'll be living, breathing, talking, living what you want, because that's the timeline you chose. If you choose a timeline where you're fighting for this, which you want over here, but you're landing over here, you're residing over here, you're fighting over here, all that you want is over there, how's that gonna work? Does that make sense? So the patriarchy may not even work in the portal of the Barbies because it's their timeline, it's their era, it's their land. Okay, you choose what is your era, what is your timeline, what is your land, what is your flippant frequency. When you choose that, when you do the work, nobody can come and distort that for you. Nobody can come and destroy that for you because it's your timeline and you're sitting in the position of power. And power doesn't mean being bossy. Power means having a firm position, faith, and manifest like crazy. Being a master manifester plus a top 10 identity, that gets you everything and you get to choose your own timeline. So that was it. And no, well, there was no Uber girls, but at one point, most of these girls turned into Uber girls for a short period of time until they were shaken back to reality. Wake up, you girls are Barbies. And then they all woke up, thankfully. Well, see the whole movie and you'll understand what I mean. But that is just what I wanted to tell you guys about the Barbie movie from a point of view of, I don't know, awakening, spirituality, portals, manifestations, timelines. All these things happen over here. So your mind is obviously very powerful. It happens in the state of consciousness, awakening, awareness, spirituality, frequency, and all that good stuff. Well, more on that in my course, the top 10 frequency course. You're more than welcome to enter that course, because when you enter the course, obviously you're entering a whole different timeline, a whole different era. The enrollments for my Dark Divine Feminine Mastery course are closed at the moment, but obviously keep watching my videos. I'm here, I'm just one DM away or one email away, and I'll keep you guys updated when I'll be taking in enrollments for the Dark Feminine Mastery course again, called Angel to Danger, because that's the highest form of self-expression, self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-acknowledgement, self-acceptance, and you get them all hooked onto you because you are now in touch with your dark side. So that is also another portal I have for you. When you enter that, it's a completely different grid. But anyhow, right now it's time to enter the top 10 era for you ladies. I welcome you into the course. And yeah, if you're already a part of that, please leave me some more feedbacks. I would love to hear from you more and more. I am your self-development, femininity, and mindset coach, Lady Isha, and I talk a lot about frequency, energetics, and consciousness. I hope that you guys liked my little take on this video. Just everything was so aesthetically pleasing to watch. But I wanted to talk about some deeper things over here. So thank you for watching. See you guys in my next videos. Please do subscribe to this channel. If you want to support a sister, or your coach, by the way, then you're welcome to do so. Bye.